Hey everybody, how are you? My name is Chatone Morganne, and this is Getting to After. I know you're thinking, what happened to them? We didn't disappear, and we didn't take too long a break, but we did take a breath. Let my very, very good girlfriend introduce herself to you because you need to know this girl, especially if it's your first time joining us.
Everybody, good morning and welcome to Getting to After. I'm Morgan Bustos and I'm an EFT practitioner, along with being a life coach, also a public speaker, and I'm a huge advocate for women who are victims of domestic violence. I really enjoy being able to remind them that they have a safe place to land, but more than anything, to remind them that they have determination, grit, and strength. So welcome to Getting to After.
Awesome. Listen, guys, we have been away for just a teeny bit of time. We're going to talk a little bit about that today as well. I am also an EFT practitioner, core energy coach, confidence coach, author, lots and lots of things. But this is not about me today. This is really about you. You can always come into Getting to After. This podcast has been going on since 2024, and this is going into year 3. So we're super excited. And our entire goal is really to help midlife women to reset, to rejuvenate, to get themselves back, to know that they're worthy, that the worth is there, even though so many times you feel like it's not. You may feel depleted, you may feel worn out. That's not what we're about. We're about helping you to rekindle that self-love, but also to rekindle the energy in many different ways. And we do that especially through emotional freedom technique, but we also do that through talking, through tapping, and through transforming. So this particular episode is going to be a little different from what you might be seeing. January is supposed to be the big rejuvenation time, the big resolution time, we're going to do everything new year, new you. And I find that can be a little bit overwhelming. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of big pressure and big energy, and it feels as if sometimes you're rushing into something just because. And so I know for those of you who've been following me for a while, even here on the podcast or on Instagram or TikTok, where of course you can follow me, you'll know that I always talk about the same things in January. Yeah, I help you reset a little bit. Yeah, we set a little few goals. But I really believe that goals begin in October. I believe that if you want a change to happen in January, and especially if you want a big 6-month shift, you need to start that long time ago. Today we're offering not so much a big resolution, but really reinvention, but integrating. Because over the last several weeks, the end of 2025, we did our wonderful series. Morgan, how did you feel about that series?
Oh, that was really enjoyable. The 8 ways, right, to end well. It flowed so nicely and it was encouraging. It was uplifting. It wasn't like going into the new year.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like it was really light and free, but it was really educational at the same time.
Yeah, I loved it. And I'll tell you the truth, it's interesting. When I was, creating that and we were talking about what topics we want to include, I was really looking at our audience for reflective close. I wanted that, 2025 was a heavy year in many ways. For me personally, definitely heavy year. It was definitely a heavy year for you. But I noticed that in coming up with those topics and talking about those things, I really wanted people to just, our audience, our midlife women, to just end lighter, just feel a little differently about things. I didn't realize that it was going to change me so much. So one of the things that I always want to bring out here is that we don't just talk the talk here. Like we walk the walk.
Yeah.
We do the work. And sometimes you'll see us looking happier, sometimes a little bit more interested, sometimes sadder. It is because we're doing the work. We're not just coaches that sit on top. We are in the trenches as well because integration needs to be happening all the time. And so there's been a lot of meaningful family conversations, meaningful decisions that are unfolding, and you may be having some of that too. This is a time, January for Morgan, both of us, is a time where we have some trigger times and we also have some glimmers. And so we're going to be talking about a couple of those little things. One of the things that I love the most is that we don't have to have this hard reset if you don't want. This particular episode is about helping you to integrate, kind of do a soft and gentle, no pressure entry into 2026, which is the reason why it's January 13th and we didn't do this the first week. I was doing quite a bit of traveling and I said, you know what, Mark, we're going to start in the 13th. You know why? Because we can.
Yes, we can.
We can do whatever we like. And I love that part. So this episode is really intentionally gentle. It's a check-in, it's a reflection and a little bit of grounding moment. And we're just going to let that be enough. And we're hopeful that you will come and follow along with us. We have so many good things in store for 2026. You're not going to want to miss a moment. Just getting started, I want to let you know what our website is. Let me go ahead and put that banner up because we reintroduced our website just a couple months ago. It is gettingtoafter.com. You'll see our episodes here from the podcast. You'll also see some of our merch that we have, our journal, some other things. And we're going to be having a lot of new things coming up there as well. And we don't want you to miss a bit of it. So here's the big question for today. The question is, are you willing to arrive without urgency?
Mm.
And, you know, it's funny because when you think about what happens in life with us, Morgan, I mean, you've got kids, I've got these grown adults, husband, businesses and stuff. Everything seems urgent, doesn't it?
Something's always going on. Something's happening. No matter from the moment you open, it's even before you open your eyes. You're still sleeping and in your comfy spot, and something's going off. Whether it's your phone or a person, there's always something
Yeah.
happening.
And I think that January holds all that, you know, for everybody, but for women especially, because there's a lot of pressure to change your body, to change your schedule, to change your work, to change your new year, new you, to change your wardrobe. There's so many programs being sold to you, and it's all about changing who you are. Um, Sometimes those are good things. Sometimes it's something that you want. Other times there's like this shifting that may not be as positive. Maybe it feels kind of overwhelming to always be looking at what's next, what's next, what's next. We wanted to offer you a little something quieter, kind of a way to enter with wisdom instead of just, I'm going to conquer this year, you know, which
Well,
if that's where you are, go forth and conquer, my sister. But also, we want you to think about retreat, not as an escape, but as in wisdom. And I will mention up front that the winter magazine for Getting to After will be a little bit late because I really have been traveling quite a bit, but it's on its way. And our theme is about retreating. So we thought that today we'll talk a little bit about what does that look like. Both of us had a chance to do a little traveling, get away a little bit, and those subtle moments of retreat for a woman are so important. It's more than just that self-care moment. It really matters when you get quiet, pause, and listen to your own thoughts. So, Morgan, without going into any big details, what did taking this short break, what did it give for you? What did it do for you that you think could echo for our audience?
I definitely would have to say, once again, like living what we say we're going to do, um, and taking a moment to realize that we need to heal, and just like sometimes, so honestly, like just removing yourself from your everyday life,
Yeah.
everyday situation. So by being able to travel a little bit, going to another place, being by the ocean, just completely rebooting. It was such a nice experience on so many different levels because you don't have the everyday like monotonous stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it really gave my nervous system and like my whole everything, like everything about me, an opportunity to be calm in a way
Yes.
that it normally isn't, because to always being anxious that I know I have to do something, like
Yeah.
there's something next, something next, something next,
Yeah.
but almost forcing myself to stop and slow down. It was
Yeah.
nice.
And I
How
mean, and what I hear is that obviously stepping away doesn't fix everything, but it changed how you were holding things. I think about when you're actually holding something, like here's a little lipstick on my desk, right? So if I'm holding this, it's a funny thing that after a while, I won't know that I'm holding it. Like if I'm not paying attention, if I'm talking to you, I can be talking to you for this entire podcast and I will not know that I'm really holding this.
Mhm.
You know, I could gesture with it, I can move around with it. But if I hold it for too long, one of the fingers is going to cramp up. I mean, there's going to be some cramping going on because I'm holding something, I'm holding it tight because I don't want to drop it. And I think a lot of times that's what our problems are like. That's what our challenges are like. We're so used to holding them. We just got them tight in our hand
Mhm.
and we don't realize until we put them down, they're kind of cramped up in here, right?
Yeah.
So kind of changing things around that feel very important, but actually might be cramping you, letting them down for a little bit really changes things. And I think that if you give yourself if you're willing to do that, which is what we're going to be really imploring you to do over the next couple of weeks, really integrating retreat time,
Mhm.
not just a bath and not a whole like spa month or something. Micro glimmers of retreat and
Mhm.
how they can change how you're holding things.
Absolutely. What about you? Like, what was your moment that what did retreating do for you?
Well, first of all, these 8 weeks in, well, I wasn't expecting it to really be about me.
Mhm.
And we are always about the people that we work with, but this one was really about me. Like it was completely about me, and it reinvigorated the fact that I don't need more answers. I need more capacity, and there's going to be a lot of new content coming out, very deep content that was born from my own personal work. And I've been vacillating, what am I going to show? What am I going to expose? But for the past like probably 3 or 4 years, I've talked quite a bit about capacity, not here, but in other arenas, other public speaking. And I realized that now in the last like 8 to 10 weeks, all of that got integrated. And it really is about capacity rather than just finding something new, just finding new answers.
Mhm.
Um, Also traveling, and we'll talk more about this, but I went to Asia and it was insane.
Oh, wait, just the pictures you sent alone. Are you kidding
So
me?
good, so good. So we're island hopping through Southeast Asia. Um, that travel and space offered clarity
Mm.
without force. I didn't work. I didn't go on social. I've actually had people reach out to me. They want to know, am I sick? What happened? Am I mad at them? I've had a couple of those. You stop liking my posts. I'm like, oh my goodness, like it's not that deep. But
But you're so consistent about things.
I was
That's
just like,
beautiful.
this
Mhm.
is complete disconnection and not for the sake of disconnection. That's why I said it offered space without forcing, like, I'm going to go off of social media. No, I just kind of went off of social media. I just kind of was around. I was, seeing some things, but I was just creating other ways, doing a lot of writing. And I think for me, it's the idea of ongoing integration rather than constantly saying, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. Oh, and I just made this big move and I just made that big move. And I think there's pressure to do that sometimes. Like
Oh, yeah.
there's always these before and after moments we want to constantly showcase, showcase, showcase. And instead of doing that, I decided to be extremely quiet, not for the sake of being quiet. It's just the way it worked. And I'm I'm really happy about it. So I will be sharing more as the year unfolds and as I get the content together. I think it's going to be it's bad when you say things like, it's going to be so empowering. It sounds so cocky, but it's going to be so empowering. Sorry.
Well, and when you're that still and you're focusing on working on yourself or just not even working on yourself, honey, you were just being at peace,
Just
like
vibe.
not constantly being bombarded by all the social media and having your computer in front of you and your phone in front of you. You got to, I can only imagine, like discover parts of you that you had forgotten about for a
Yeah.
while or didn't get to revisit very frequently, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. For you, I know that you have a lot of new things coming up. A lot of new things. So what are you, instead of just being in the reinvention stage, what are you looking to integrate for 2026?
Walking outside more. So I always do a lot of like a lot of activities. I'm very like the work I do is very demanding sometimes on my body. But I took my friend's baby and she was fussing, and I took her outside. Just to get her outside, get her out of the house and everything. And I was just walking back and forth
Oh,
outside
so
with her.
good. So
I
good.
turned around and I went down the street. There's some construction going on, so I wanted her to be around like noise and see how she would respond to that. And the whole time we were out there, she wasn't as stiff. She started loosening up. And it was crazy because I'm like, okay, so there's jackhammering, they're using tamper over here, they're doing a
I
whole bunch
love
of stuff.
that.
Yeah. And the baby was even calmer outside. So then I gave her back to her mom. Then her dad brought her back out when she was talking to me about something and handed her back to me. And then I realized I was walking back and forth again. I was looking at the trees. I was looking up at the clouds and enjoying them because I was like, what is she looking at? And I looked up and the trees were just like moving back and forth, but she was intently watching them. And that moment was so peaceful. And I realized, oh, I'm like super, super calm right now. So making sure I'm doing things outside. Like, yeah, treadmill's great, using the elliptical's great, but being outside,
Yeah.
it did so much for me. I didn't think that it would do that, like make that big of a difference,
And
you know?
especially in the wintertime, we kind of avoid it. But it's important no matter what. It's funny because I asked, my husband the other day, I said, babe, we were in Asia, we spent so much time outside. I mean, it was Africa hot. It was hot. We were beyond the equator, over the international date line. And let me tell you something, it was hot as fire over there.
Mhm.
But we were outside. We were just outside all the time. And word to the wise, if you're going to be outside all the time, not only wear sunscreen, carry a bandana.
Mm.
The bandana was the lifeline because poor husband was trying to use these tissues to mop up sweat, and then he had those little white pieces. I was like, bro, you
Yeah.
got to use a bandana.
Yeah.
So, um, but I recognized that it wasn't just a together time, but it
Mhm.
was literally being out. We don't do that in the wintertime as much. It's too cold here in Maryland. But I asked him, I said, what if even if it's for 10 minutes? Because I used to always do that, even if it was snow on the ground, take a
Mhm.
short walk. Our bodies can handle it. I mean, not if it's below zero, but our bodies can handle it. You bundle up, you walk a little bit, you go inside. And so I just talked to him about this, and he said, yeah, let's do that. Those
Mhm.
kind of integrations are part of the retreat as well. Um, the other day, I've had jet lag for quite a bit here since getting back, and I knew that one of the ways of kind of helping my body to integrate to being back on this side of the world was to spend more time outside so that my circadian rhythms could, so the
Right.
light could help me. Um, because it wasn't a super cold day, I went outside barefoot. I stood outside. I did my grounding. Y'all, if y'all look, I'm not telling you to get sick. Like RSV is out here, flu and everything else. But if it's a warm day, like we had a 55-degree day, that's warm. I took my socks and shoes off and I went outside and stood in my driveway. I walked down to the pavement. Something magical happens and
Mhm.
you won't know that. Is that a part of retreating? It is. Does it take hours and hours? It does not. And when you want to re-enter, we're talking about arriving without urgency. That's part of it. It's
Mhm.
taking those micro moments and saying, I'm worth this 5 minutes between phone calls. I'm worth this, these 3 minutes between this little act of caregiving and the next.
Mhm.
We have to be willing to know we need it and be willing to just do it and not say, I'm too busy. And
Mhm.
so for me, um, what I'm looking to integrate is saying, I'm too busy less, saying, I'm busy less.
Yeah.
We talked about this last year about this being a badge of honor, being busy.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
not.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. It's killing you and making you old. Okay. I don't need no more of that.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be here with you. I'm so happy to see you. I know that you have a big week coming up. I want to tell everybody right off the bat, we're always here on Tuesdays at 8 a.m. We do pre-tape our podcast. We will be doing some live podcasts in 2026, not in the month of January. And I'm hopeful that we will be back on the 20th. It will be the 20th, right? 7/13 is 20. Got to get the math right. But I, have this eye surgery coming up this coming Tuesday. And, we'll see. Pun intended, we'll see. If my eye is feeling well, then we'll go ahead and we'll give you guys a podcast. If not, we have some prearranged tappings that you'll get next Tuesday. We just want to let you know that because we are really all about the honesty. We're really all about letting you authentically know what we got going on. Um, I've had a problem with my eye for over a year, and I finally decided I'm going to take care of this. Strangely enough, pausing, retreating, shutting things away, my eye swelling went down dramatically, which is really odd. But I'm going to go to the doctor anyway, and I'm going to see what they say.
Well, that's what's crazy. When you came on today and I was looking at you, I couldn't believe how much it had gone away because you just stopped for a minute,
And I
you know?
don't know if that's the reason why. Like, I don't even know why it came in the first place. But I mean, I have my theories, but
Mhm.
I don't know why it would go away. The doctor said it cannot go away on its own; it has to be cut.
Mhm.
So I don't know what that means, but most of the inflammation in my body went away. So we're going to talk about that more, especially when we bring in a couple of health coaches throughout the year about inflammation. We talked a lot about the pelvic floor and different things. I really want to talk about inflammation this year because it is really a silent killer. Not necessarily that you're dying from it, but little parts of your body are just so burnt out because of inflammation. I know for myself, pockets of my body. So we're going to be talking about that. Just a little hint about some of the content to come. So now, Morgan, I think that we should offer a little grounding moment. I think we should tap.
Okay.
We're not going to go too deep or anything. I know you have something prepared for us. If you're here and whether it's your first time, your 50th time with us, we can say that. We have more than 50 tap along.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to tap along, at least learn what this is all about. Understand that this is a stress reducer. It is a way of releasing stress. It's a way of releasing anxiety. It's a way of integrating peace when it feels like maybe there ain't no peace. So it's a way of doing that. So why don't we go ahead and get some tapping?
Sounds good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do a quick, nice, calm grounding to get us mentally and physically ready for this tapping. So we're just going to take a deep breath in and all the way out. When you're going to take another deep breath in and an audible breath out. Another deep breath in. And we're going to make an S sound. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start on our karate chop point. If you guys haven't been with us before, the side of your hand is your karate chop point. And we're going to go ahead and use our setup statements, which mentally prepares your mind and body to be in unison to work together so that you can go ahead and have that release of calmness from your daily life. So if you're like, you can be more than welcome to repeat after me, or you can say it in your head or just observe, however it makes you feel calm. Even though I'm entering this season without the answers.
Even though I'm entering this season without all the answers.
I'm allowed to arrive gently.
I'm allowed to arrive gently.
Even though there's movement happening in my life right now.
Even though there's movement happening in my life right now.
I don't have to rush it.
I don't have to rush it.
Mm-hmm. Even though I'm still integrating what's shifting.
Even though I'm still integrating what's shifting.
I choose steadiness and presence.
I choose steadiness and presence.
Beautiful. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. And then softly let it out. And then we'll go ahead and we'll start at the top of our eyebrow, at our eyebrow point. I'm noticing where I'm at right now.
I'm noticing where I'm at right now.
Side of eye. There's a lot of shifting around me.
There's a lot of shifting around me.
Under eye. Some things are still unfolding.
Some things are still unfolding.
Under your nose. I don't have full clarity yet.
I don't have full clarity yet.
Chin. And that can feel uncomfortable.
And that can feel uncomfortable.
Collarbone. I'm holding a lot at once.
I'm holding a lot at once.
Underarm. Change, movement, and questions.
Change, movement, and questions.
On top of head. I'm naming what's here without judgment.
I'm naming what's here without judgment.
Take a deep breath in. Stretch a little bit and blow out. Eyebrow point whenever you're ready. I don't have to rush this.
I don't have to rush this.
Side of eye. I don't have to figure it all out today.
I don't have to figure it all out today.
Under eye. I can release some of the pressure.
I can release some of the pressure.
Under the nose. I can let go of the urgency.
I can let go of the urgency.
Chin. I don't need to force direction.
I don't need to force direction.
Collarbone. Integration happens in its own time.
Integration happens in its own time.
Underarm. My nervous system can soften now.
My nervous system can soften now.
Top of head. I'm allowed to move at my own pace.
I'm allowed to move at my own pace.
Breathe in. And out. Eyebrow point. I choose steadiness.
I choose steadiness.
Side of eye. I choose presence.
I choose presence.
Under eye. I trust the pace of my life.
I trust the pace of my life.
Under nose. I don't need to perform in this season.
I don't need to perform in this season.
Chin. I can let things unfold naturally.
I can let things unfold naturally.
Collarbone. I'm supported as I integrate.
I'm supported as I integrate.
Underarm. My body knows how to settle.
My body knows how to settle.
Top of head. I'm exactly where I need to be.
I'm exactly where I need to be.
We're going to take one long inhale, slowly through the nose, and then we're going to gently exhale through our mouths. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in again. Letting your body fill, and exhale, allowing your shoulders to drop. I move into this season with steadiness, clarity, and self-trust.
I move into this season with steadiness, clarity, and self-trust.
Beautiful. Beautiful. How does that feel, love?
Oh, that was so nice, Morgan. Again, I have to tell any of you who are watching us live in the premiere or the replay, first of all, of course, we always want to thank you for being here, but you will get the most benefit from this if you just go ahead and do it with us. We're not trying to be pushy, but you will really benefit from this. I think that on a Tuesday morning, at the beginning of the year, when there's so much going on, giving yourself, again, we're talking about retreating, we're talking about without urgency, giving yourself these pockets of time to do more than just say, I'm engaging in self-care.
Yeah.
Truly on a deeper level. This is nervous system level. And we're going to be talking more about what tapping actually does, why the points, all the stuff. Because again, we don't just do this. We do teach it as well in our midlife tapping circles. And we would love for you to be a part of that. So we want you to learn how to do it so that you can see how you can benefit from something like this on a weekly basis, not just the esoteric, not just the generic, but literally for you as an individual knowing how this can assist you. It's going to feel very different. It's going to sound very different because we're going to be talking specifically about something that you've just told us. And that's
Mhm.
one of the beautiful things. And then also in being in a tapping circle with other midlife women, you have that ability to really let the guard down. And
Mhm.
that's one of the things I love when you tap, Morgan, because I do so much tapping. Being able to tap along with another coach is always so powerful. So
I always enjoy in our circles too how when one woman brings something up, whether we think it resonates with us or not, or it's something that we're dealing with, it still helps move things within us. And then like you'll see women tearing up and they're like, why am I crying? And like it's not even about me kind of thing. But it's so helpful to be around women that are encouraging each other to move through
and it's
their day.
energy. It's
Yeah.
energy. Energy begets energy. And so, again, we're going to get more into it so you know what this is all about. But closing this particular episode, I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for trusting us.
Yeah.
Um, Thank you for tapping along with us. And because this is our first episode of 2026, I thought, let me write a little sweet love note
Oh,
um, so that you can really be thinking about putting yourself in a place of self love instead of self harm,
mhm.
place of not all, everything has to be redone right now so that you feel that you're in kind of like this attack mode, but
Yeah.
more a soft entry. And so that's what this love note is all about. Again, I've been in Asia so much that I feel like bowing. I bowed a lot. It's so interesting. It's like, anyway, I'll get into it when we talk more about Asia, but it's like, this is just this very like, sweet. I loved it. I loved it. I'm like, I
Yeah.
think I'm going to integrate bowing into my life. I don't know how that's going to translate here in Maryland, but anyway, let's get into this love note. So I want to thank you again for being here and know that this little moment is just between me and you. So many times women are not given a love note. They're not given the acknowledgement of how important they are. And we won't do a love note every single week, Morgan and me, but I love the idea of reminding you of your importance, that you can arrive gently, that you are enough. And that's what the love note is all about. So if you're listening to this and you feel like you're starting slowly, I want you to know something. Slow is not a problem. Choosing a pace that works for you is not a failure of discipline or ambition. It's actually wisdom. Especially now, especially after everything last year asked of you and everything this year is quietly asking you to carry, holding tight in your hand. You're not behind if you need rest. You're not less capable because you had to let some things go. And you're not incomplete because parts of you might still feel tender. You're whole. Even with new responsibilities, even with things on your shoulder, even with parts of you that might feel, how do I hold these? How do I carry them into a whole new 12 months? How do I carry them into this season? You're not incomplete because you have questions. This season doesn't require you to become someone else, no matter what they may tell you all over the internet, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, no matter how many pills they try to sell you or new plans. You don't have to become someone else. We're inviting you to inhabit yourself more fully, with more retreat, your own body, your own skin, your own edges, your own softness, your strength, and also your flaws, because all of it fits together. All of it belongs. And it feels like no one is waiting for you right now. Let me tell you this truthfully. Just because no one is waiting for you doesn't mean you're not worth waiting for. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is pause, not quit, not give up, but to wait until you're ready to move again. Because movement that comes from self-trust lasts far longer than movement that's driven by pressure. You don't have to rush into becoming. You don't have to prove that you're worthy of love or care or space. You already are. And when you're ready, when your body says yes, movement will begin. Not because the world pushed you, but because you chose it.
That was powerful.
Oh, thank you, Morgan.
Like, I'm sitting there and I'm listening and I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you for saying this to me. Like, thank you for your love note. Who cares about everybody else? That was just to me. That was just for me.
That's why I love a good love note. I love writing them. These are the things that I would say to a friend. These are the things I do say to friends. It's amazing because when I was in Asia, I met so many people, and for the very first time, there was such a strong connection. And this is even sometimes through Google Translate. And one of the things I recognize, it's not just American, it's everywhere. Women are feeling like they're not showing up as good as they could be. It's everywhere that people are feeling like they're supposed to be more or less in order to be good enough. And to be able to even just touch a person for 5 minutes and maybe never see them again,
Yeah.
it gave me a fullness in my belly. Being able to just touch and have a connection with someone, kind of like I was living my best life. I really was. I really was.
Oh.
Oh, all right. Listen, y'all. Thank you for being here with us. Take the love note, hold it tight. If you go out to our website, gettingtoafter.com, there's a love note on there for you. So if you're feeling like that one wasn't enough, make sure you're going out there. We are very excited about 2026. We're just quietly excited because we're entering with that urgency. We put up our mailing list as well so that you know how to get in touch with us. Our brand new topics for 2026 will be launching in the next couple of weeks. We want to make sure that we get you in there. Everything will be live on our website shortly, but until that time, you can go ahead and join our mail list. We do have a magazine coming up soon. We'll be letting you know about that. Lots of goodies are coming down. Morgan and I are excited to be with you for yet another year of Getting to After. This is for you. This is your time. I truly believe that you can release negativity so your positivity can reign. I just do.
You do.
I do. But the release, it has to go someplace. Tapping gives it a place to go. So come on back, meet us next week. We'll be happy to greet you once again. Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.